Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for being here online. All right, let's begin. So we can tuck our thumbs into our fingers, rest our hands on our thighs, and allow our awareness to settle into the three treasures. So taking a few moments to breathe, to feel, feeling into your seat on the cushion, and maybe even gently rooting down through your seat so that you can feel some upward rising, and maybe bringing some intention or attention to the base of the skull. And as you're rooting down through your seat, you can also lift up through the base of your skull to find that extension, and allowing your breath to fill the space that's being created by that extension. And seeing if you can maintain some of that lift and loft, while at the same time seeing if there are areas that you can afford to relax. Like I notice as I root down through my seat and lift up through the base of my skull, it's like my inner thigh on the left side just wants to grip. So seeing if I can just let that relax, because it doesn't need to be gripped for me to maintain this posture or alignment. Again, as you're creating space with your alignment, just fill the space with your breath. Just notice if there is any held tension that is preventing the movement of the breath. And just see what happens just by noticing that, by tuning in. And as you're ready, we can bring our hands together, gently rub our palms together, taking a nice deep breath, and relaxing. And again, another nice deep breath in. And then you can exhale, shake the hands out. Freshen up the chi in the palms. We did a nice long self-massage last week, so this week we'll do a slightly shorter self-massage. So we can bring our hands to our faces and massage our face up and out. Just take your time as you're doing this. Find a way of doing it that feels good. And then from here, we can just move our fingertips up and over our scalp. And you can go front to back or back and forth. Just do this in the way that, again, that feels good, feels nourishing, feels like what you need. And then as you're ready, your hands can slide down the back of your neck and around. Nice deep breath in. Shake it out. Rub the palms together. Moving right into our self-shoulder massage. Slightly different than we sometimes do it. So what I like to do is take my left hand, support my right elbow, and with a soft fist, just kind of gently patting along the top of the shoulder muscle, the trapezius muscle, using the edge of the hand, or if you want to make a little beak with your fingers and do it that way, you can. And just working our way down above the collarbone or even on the collarbone, working back and forth on the collarbone gently, and then underneath the collarbone, out near the shoulder, working along that bottom edge of the collarbone, closer to the chest and the breastbone. Remember to breathe. Then you can even work down the edge of the breastbone, working in between the rib spaces. This is where the beak fingers can be really helpful. You can get more specific. And often there are some very tender places along the edge of the breastbone. And so just being gentle with yourself. If it feels painful, you can go a little lighter, softer. Definitely take some time to feel what's there, working your way all the way down the edge of the breastbone, all the way down to where the rib cage, the lower ribs show up. And even onto the top of the abdomen. And you can work your way back up as you'd like. You can hang out in any area that is making itself really evident to you. Working our way back out under the collarbone, onto the collarbone. If you want to support your elbow again to help you get up to the top of your shoulder, you can do that. And then we can just massage the whole area. Breathing. Excuse me. And then let's change sides. So right hand under the left elbow and patting that right shoulder muscle. Back and forth, like out near the shoulder joint, up near the base of the neck, in between. And working our way down onto the collarbone. Underneath the collarbone. Down along the edge of the breastbone, in between the rib spaces. Breathing deeply. Audibly exhaling as needed. Just noticing any spots that show up. This for me is a spot. And working all the way down as low as you can get to, even to those lower ribs and the top of the abdomen, right at the base of the sternum, just off to the side. This point, right at the kind of top, the intersection of the top of the abdomen and the lower ribs, just off of the center, it's a point on the kidney meridian. The name of the point is called the dark gate. And this is a spot that you may have noticed, like when you get like the pit in your stomach and it's just like, oh geez, it's usually right here. So it's kind of like we might be entering the dark gate, a dark night of the soul. And our body's letting us know, like, ooh, something's going on here. So it's nice to just check in with this area and feel, is there a whole lot of held tension that we haven't been paying attention to? And then we can work our way up. Back up underneath the collarbone and out near the shoulder joint and back up to the top of the shoulder. And then transitioning to massaging, rubbing, feeling. And then let's, with both hands, we can do our gorilla pat over the chest. I was teaching a class over the weekend, and someone asked about like chanting and mantras, and felt like the best mantra is the sigh of relief. And then moving down over the lower ribs, opening the hands and massaging the lower ribs onto the belly. Maybe one hand above and one hand below. Over the belly and then around the waist to the lower back. And we can draw the hands out, shake them out. Rub the palms together. Massaging the arms, let's tap our fingertips and then up the outside and down the inside. Up one more time and then down, changing sides, up the outside and down the inside. Up one more time and then down. Deep breath in. Shake it out. Rubbing the palms together. And then we can bring our feet out in front of us and let's massage our feet. So thumbs on the bottom of the feet and fingers in between the long bones on the top of the feet. Maybe massaging the edge of the foot that's facing up towards you. And then you can follow the funnel down on the bottom of your feet with your thumbs, finding the deepest hollow, applying some gentle pressure there. And then from there, we can draw our hands up the inside of the legs and around the hips and down the outside. And up one more time, and around and down and out. Deep breath in. Shake it out. Rubbing the palms together, breathing. And we can tuck our thumbs back into our fingers, let our hands rest back on our thighs. Again, just feeling your seat on the cushion, rooting down into the earth through your seat, which allows an upward rising. And you can amplify that upward rising by just lifting the base of the skull up and away from the neck and the shoulders. And you can assist this expansion with your breath. It's like you're filling up a balloon with your breath. And as you reach that fullness, as you begin to exhale, see if you can maintain some of that lift and expansion as you exhale rather than sinking back down. Maintain the lift. Feel how that engages the core, the lower dantian. And then when you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. Right. Any questions or anything? Yeah.
We talk about lower dantian a lot, and that's because that's your power center, right? Mm-hmm. But we don't do upper dantian too much.
Right, yeah, sometimes. So yeah, there's a lower dantian, there's a middle dantian, and there's an upper dantian. And we tend to put a lot of focus on the lower dantian because I think in modern times, we're kind of naturally a little more oriented to our middle and upper dantians. Like we tend to be pretty upper dantian dominant, with our thoughts and our minds and all of this. And so there's a saying in Qigong, Yi Dao, Qi Dao. So where the mind or the intention goes, the qi goes. And so when we're doing this cultivation practice, we're really putting an emphasis on the lower dantian to orient ourselves or our chi to this area of our body. So because, in the upper dantian, this is related to our mind, to our thoughts, to that universal wisdom, but also it can be also a lot of discursive thinking. In the middle dantian, we have our relational center and emotions, and so that can be feelings as well, which can sometimes be nice and sometimes be tumultuous. And what we want to do is invite all of that to just sink down into the lower dantian, which is a little more stable and grounding. And as we can do that, then this, like you said, becomes the power center, or if it is the power center. But if we tend to hang up here or here, then how engaged are we with our power? And so this is where we want to come from here. That's an energetic aspect of it. And then even from a physical aspect of it, this area is really where movement comes from. This is like the movement center. We want to be moving from the lower dantian and moving from this place, we call it Ming Mun. It's a point in the center of the lower back, and so this is where moving from the center is also where we want to come from. So we want to feel this as opposed to moving from up here. We want to be grounded, strong, grounded legs. So, because the legs get us where we want to go, and once we're really there and present there, then we can do stuff with where we're at.
Thank you, that makes sense.
Great, good question. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay then, so let's practice. Let's stand up. All right. So, what we can do today is we'll start with the pad thai, which is, padai, paida, pad thai, all the same. So we'll start with that, and then we'll do some simple movement. We'll actually do we've been doing these 10 mindful movements from the Thich Nhat Hanh tradition. Today we'll just do even simpler, the 4 simple movements from the Bujang Qigong is a nice warm-up, and then we'll move into the Ma Wang Dui. I think we've made it as far as the 7th movement. There's actually 14 movements total, so we'll see how far we get today. But it's not about getting all the way through it, it's just about doing what we do. All right, so we can find a nice comfortable stance, and again, align. The 3 treasures, it's like this is the whole thing, the 3 treasures. Really just cultivating this knack for dropping into the 3 treasures as often as we can, like all the time, I guess that's another useful mantra. Maybe I could have said that during this class over the weekend, body, breath, and mind, or alignment, breath, focus of the mind, that can be a mantra. How is my alignment? How's my posture? How's my breathing? What am I focusing on? Just again and again, coming back to that, feeling into that. Because those 3 things are happening. So I think everybody here and online knows the Pad Thai well enough, so we can just get right into it. Let's rub our hands together. Breathing nice and deeply, and we'll do 2 full rounds. Beginning with our cheeks. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8. Side of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8. Back of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8. Top of the head. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Forehead. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、 二二三四五六七八 neck 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 upper chest 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 shoulders 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 under the arm 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 elbow 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 hands 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 lower ribs 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 belly 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 lower back 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 hips 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 hip creases 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 thighs 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 back of the knees 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 legs 一二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八二三四五六七八二二三四五六七八 inhale two more inhaling and like snow melting just exhaling and just tune in again to your alignment breathing into the shape of your body. Let that be the focus of your mind. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel how the breath moves the tissues in your body. So again, rubbing the palms together. And this time we'll just move through. I won't call out where we're going. Quick, but no hurry.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So are you mirroring? Are we, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess sometimes I'm not thinking about it too much. Generally, we begin with the left side and then do the right side. So like left hand, right hand. Although, yeah, I guess if we're doing this, it might be the left side of the neck, so it's the right hand.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Okay, just go with it.
Yeah.
Just flow with it.
Yes. Yeah, so the general principle is we generally begin with the left and then do the right side, and there's always exceptions to the rule. And ultimately, it's really just whatever you're doing, just do it on purpose. Yeah. Beginning with the cheeks. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。 一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八，一二三四五六七八，二二三四五六七八。Two more big breaths. Stretch and relax. One more big breath in and out. Just let your hands rest by your sides. Breathing. Feeling your feet on the ground, feeling your weight distribution, feeling if one foot is heavier than the other or is bearing more weight than the other, where in your foot is the weight being borne. Big breath in. Exhale. Next inhalation, palms forward, inhale up, shoulder level. And then turn the palms down and exhale. Send the hands past the midline, let the hips move back a little. And then inhale. And exhale. Knees can bend, hips shift back, back of the skull is lifting, and then we inhale back up. Maybe coming off the heels if that's there for you. Exhaling. Balls of the feet stay on the ground, but the toes lift as the hips come back. And then we inhale. And hold at the top of the inhale. Hold the stretch, extend, and then exhale. Hips move back, toes lift, hold at the bottom of the exhale. And then in. Find some amplification, and then discharge. Another. This this time, if you'd like to bend your knees a little deeper as you inhale the hands out and up, and then exhale. So again, hips back, inhaling, and exhale. Inhale. One more. And then just make it as easy as possible. Inhaling up and down. Again. Like a wave. So we're not ever really fully stopping, but almost. Like the wave is cresting and then flowing back down. This time we'll inhale the hands up a little higher, and then exhale out to the sides. Inhale the hands up the front of the body, palms towards your body till you get head level, and then the palms turn up, and then exhale. So again, like that, inhaling, palms up, hold the top of the stretch, and then exhale. Make soft fists with your hands and press your fists together. Wring yourself out and then inhale up. Stretching, gentle arch to the back. Exhale. Chin comes towards the chest. Fists press into each other. Squeeze. And inhale. And out. Just moving like this, nice and easy. Take your time. See if you can go even slower. See if you're able to hold the breath out at the bottom of the exhale. Slowly inhale. And see if you can hold at the top of the inhale, hold the stretch. And then exhale. Take your time. In. And out. One more time, we're going to inhale up. And exhale out. Squeeze. On the inhale, just roll yourself up. And relax. Take a few breaths here. Just feel in to your body, to your alignment. Let your knees be soft. Maybe lift your toes. Find your heel bones. Lift through the base of the skull, up and away from the neck and shoulders. Breathe in between the shoulder blades, behind the heart. Rooting down through the heels, lifting up through the base of the skull, filling the back of the rib cage with breath. Now we'll inhale, get nice and long, and then exhale, gently bending over towards the mirrors. Your window hand can come to rest on your hip, and then pressing through the mirror foot, you inhale to come up, nice and tall and long, and then exhale over towards the windows. There can be a micro bend in the window knee, so that as you inhale, you can press down through that foot to come up. And over to the other side, and just moving with the breath, taking your time. Being easy with yourself, staying within the zone of comfort. We're not looking for any kind of sharp, pointy edges in the spine, just hydration to our intervertebral discs, lubrication to all of our intervertebral joints. Inhaling, exhaling to the other side. This time when you inhale up, hands to a T, exhaling over towards the mirrors, so the mirror hand braces on the mirror leg. We can bend over, this knee is still bending, and we can press through that leg to come up. And then over to the other side, just as far as is comfortable. Inhaling. And feel free to play with where your gaze is. Like your gaze might be at a 45-degree angle down towards the ground. It might be at a 45-degree angle up towards where the ceiling and the wall come together. You know, different angles of the gaze will feel different to your neck, so find what feels good. One more time over towards the mirror or the windows. Inhaling up to a T and exhale down. Inhale the hands up to the throat. Turn the palms up and then exhale up and out until your hands get to shoulder level, and then begin your inhale, slowly inhaling until the hands reach the throat again, and then exhale. So you may finish your inhalation or your exhalation before your hands get to where they go, so just be with that. Inhaling. Stretching the breath. Exhaling. In. And out. In. Out. And to close, we'll inhale as we've been doing, up to the throat, palms down, and exhale. Again, just standing here for a few moments. Yeah, feel free to wiggle it out, shake it out if needed, but breathe, feel. It's like 4 really simple movements, but you know, they wake you up. They tone things up and stretch things out. So let's move right into Wang Dui, the bird form. And we'll begin by bringing the fingertips forward, palms facing down. And then inhale and open, like you're spreading your wings, fingertips back behind you, opening the chest, and then exhale. Inhale, roll your fingers in, and exhale. Palms towards the ground, fingers facing forward. Inhale and open. Fingertips back behind you. Exhale. Inhale, rolling the fingers in one at a time. then exhale. Stretch, inhale. Exhale. In and out. Take a breath. We can bring our hands up in front of us like we're holding a ball. And we'll make the sounds kai and he. So we'll inhale. Shifting the weight towards the mirrors, pivoting open towards the windows. Send the hands out, and then draw the upper arm back, like you're drawing a bow, reaching through this back elbow and the back hip. So the elbow and the hip are reaching away from the front fingertips. Stretch, and then relax. Come back to center. Take a breath. Weight shift towards the windows, pivot open towards the mirrors. Hands reach out. Upper hand like you're drawing a bow back. So drawing through your back elbow, back hips, reach through your fingertips. And relax. Back to center. One more time each side. Big breath in. Weight shift and pivot. Reach and draw back. Reach through your elbow. Reach through your hip. Reach through your fingers. And relax. Big breath in. Weight shift, pivot, reach, draw back. Reach for the windows with your elbow. Reach for the window with your hips. Reach for the mirror with your fingers. And relax. The hands are back to back. Fingers towards the ground. Your chin comes towards your chest. You're stretching your upper back. And if you'd like, you can reach down through your fingertips and press up through your heels. And then relax. Again, we'll go beginning towards the windows. The hands can roll up and we pivot. And then out in front. Rock back. Let the arms just circle out and up. Overhead, palms come back to back. Weight is in the front leg. Reaching. And then we'll push back through the front leg. Pull the fingertips back. Stretch. And then the hands come down and like we're pushing ourselves up through the front leg. Up through the chest and the heart. Open. Stretch. And then return. Palms back to back, fingertips towards the ground. Stretch as you inhale. And then exhale, relax. Pivot. In and out. Rocking back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hips move back, fingertips pull back. exhale. In and out. One more time each side. Palms back to back, fingertips towards the ground. Stretching on the inhale. Exhale and pivot. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Palms back to back, breathing natural. Stretching as you inhale. Relaxing as you exhale. Pivot open. In and out. In and out. In and out. Next movement. So we'll bring our hands up the front of our body to the lower ribs. Send the hands out towards the mirrors. And step out towards the windows as the hands come across. Stepping the feet together. Hands reach up and back. Like that. Stretch. And then exhale. Inhale up. And out. This side. Inhale up to the lower ribs. Exhale, stepping out. In. Out. In. And out. One more each side. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Last one. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. And relax. Take a moment to return to the three treasures. Just feel your feet on the ground. Lifting through the base of the skull, up into the sky so that you can root down through your heels. Breathe into the backside of the rib cage, nice and wide. Alignment, breath, focus of the mind. Let's step out a little bit. Bring the hands to the lower dantian. We'll inhale again up to the lower ribs. Spreading the hands and then exhale, hips back like you're digging down to the earth. Bring the palms together and then press up through the fingers and the heels. Inhale. Stretch, hold the inhale, and exhale. So again, in, Open. Exhale. Palms together. Inhale. Reach. Exhale. One more time. In. And out. In. Stretch. And out. Hands over the lower dantian. Breathe. Whew. So we've got our feet pointed out here, so let's, one at a time, we'll bring them in. So we can bring the window foot in, and bring the mirror foot in. So now we're slightly pigeon-toed. With our feet pigeon-toed, we'll make a horizontal circle with our hands. So the hands reach back, and then out in front. And now let's make a vertical circle. So we reach back and then coming up and out in front. Hips back, hips reaching away from the hands, allowing us to fold forward a little bit. Fingertips towards the ground, and then inhale the fingertips forward. Lift your gaze. And then exhale. Inhale up the front of the body. The hands come up to the level of the heart. And then we exhale. Hips reach away from the hands. Hands come down. Inhale, the fingertips forward. Gaze comes forward. Exhale. Inhale up to your lower dantian. Take a breath. Or two or three. Just breathe natural. We'll do that again. The name of this movement is called the duck playing in the water. So like with our hands, it's like we're in the water like a duck, and we're splashing around with our wings. So you can think about that. So, horizontal circle. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Hips and hands reach away. Like we've got our duck butts up in the air. Inhale. And out. Inhale, rolling up to the heart. Exhale. Fingertips and gaze forward on the inhale. Exhale. Inhale up to the lower dantian. One more time, we'll do that sequence. So, horizontal, in, out, in, out, reaching the hips away from the hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale, rolling up. Exhale. Inhale, flat back. Exhale. Inhale up to the lower dantian. Next movement. Movement number 7. So we can bring our feet a little closer together. Inhale, the hands out to the side, palms down. And then exhale, relaxing in. So this is like our penguin stance. So knees together, elbows close to the body, lifting up and back through the base of the skull, so we're not this way. And then we're going to take our window palm, turn it up, take our mirror palm and turn it kind of down and back, and we're going to inhale and reach away from center, but looking at the window hand. So back hands facing, turning around and up, forward and up, stretch, and then relax back to center. Inhale, mirror palm up, window palm down and back, stretch, and inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, in the arms out, inhale the arms out, and then exhale. Left hand is up top, right hand is on the bottom. We're going to inhale, and the right hand comes up close to the body, palm up. The left hand is palm down, and we stretch, lifting that window side heel. And then exhale, switch your hands. The lower hand comes up close to the body. Palms facing away from each other. Inhale. Stretch. Mirror heel is lifting. Exhale. Switching the hands. Palms face away from each other. Towards the sky, towards the earth. Inhale. Exhale. Switch the hands. Palms facing sky and earth. Inhale. Stretch. Exhale. The hands come down. Eighth movement. It's similar to a movement we've done already. Similar but different. So, hands can come out and then palms back to back. We'll inhale and pivot towards the windows. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, the hands come up overhead, palms back to back. And then exhale, we're going to step into the front leg. And so we've got our left leg is kind of on the toes. Bring your middle fingers and thumbs together. So you're making circles like this. Like that. And let your hands come down to the top of your head. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale, point it out. Inhale, sink as low as you can into your standing knee. And then exhale up. And return to center. So this is a new movement. Pivoting towards the mirrors, we'll inhale the hands up. Exhale. Inhale around and up. Palms back to back. Making circles, so middle finger and thumbs together. Hands come down to the top of the head. Step in to your front leg. Inhale the knee up. Exhale. Inhale, sink. Exhale. Step back to center. Again. In. Out. In. Middle fingers and thumbs together, hands to the top of the head. Exhaling as you step into that front leg. Inhale the knee up. Exhale. In. Out. Stepping back. It's the Chinese Qigong pistol squat. And then in. Out. In, out. In, out. In, out. Back to center. Take a breath. Neuroplasticity. Now the ninth movement. Let's bring our palms back to back. Inhale, stretch. Exhale down to the lower dantian. Bring your hands around your waist to your lower back, and then inhale, reaching, arching back in, and then exhale. And let the hands come out in front, fingertips pointed towards the ground. Here we're going to stretch, and so it looks like I'm moving my shoulder. We're doing this. I'm like kind of looking over the shoulder. But the thing to really think about is try to lead the movement with your hip bone. So it's like my front hip that's facing you, I'm going to reach that, pull that up, and that's going to pull the upper body. A little stretch, and then down. And then the other side, look at inhale, stretch, and down. Palms back to back, inhale up. Exhale to the belly. Around the waist, inhale, arch. Exhale. Fingertips towards the ground, look over one shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Look over the other shoulder. Inhale, exhale. Palms back to back, inhale up. And then exhale back down. 10th movement. Let's bring our feet a little closer together. Inhale the arms out to a T. We'll take the mirror palm up and then kind of shift our arms. Let your knees bend a little bit. Look up at your right hand. This is a nice neck stretch. So with your gaze from your hand, take your gaze down your arm to your elbow, to your shoulder. See if you can look at the top of your chest, to your other shoulder, back down to the elbow and out to the other hand. And then back to center. Both palms down, window palm up. Knees bend. It's like an airplane. This is actually this is called the hawk. Gazing at the sky. So look at your upper hand like a hawk soaring in the sky, and then bringing your gaze down from your hand to your elbow, elbow to shoulder, shoulder across your upper chest. Feel that stretch in your neck to your lower shoulder and elbow and hand, and then back to center. Bless you. One more time. Mirror palm up. Angle. Knee bend. Look at your hand. Gaze down the arm, elbow, shoulder, upper chest. Lower shoulder, elbow, hand, back to center. Other side. Window hand up. Shift, knee bend, gazing down from the hand, elbow, shoulder, cross the chest. Lower shoulder, elbow, hand, back to center. Relax. Whew. That really gets this whole area in a nice way. Next movement, I'll do this from the side. So this is my left hand, right hand, so we can move in the same way. I'm just facing the side here. So we're going to do a little warm-up. So left hand first, and then we go right hand, left hand, and then push. Look out the back hand. And then relax. So right, left, and then right, and push, looking out the back hand. 1, 2, 3, push. 1, 2, 3, push. One more on each side. 1, 2, 3, push. 1, 2, 3, spreading the wings of the heart. And relax. Next movement, absorbing the sun. I'll just stay facing the side so we can inhale the arms up overhead, a slight arch to the back, and then exhale, opening like the sun is just in between your arms and it's sinking down into you. And then inhale, exhale. Again, in and out. Relax. In and out. One more time. In, out. In, out. We're almost there. This is the 13th movement. So similar to what we just did, there's kind of a little warm-up with the arms. But we go right into it. So, it's like this. Window hand can come, I do want to mirror you. So, mirror hand comes forward. And then the window hand reaches out, stepping with the opposite foot. So, step forward. This back hand is kind of resting on the lower back. So opposite hand and foot are reaching forward. And then it's like we're grabbing the North Star and drawing it into our third eye. Step back to center and guide this universal energy down to the lower Dantian. And then both hands now will sweep out. So it's like we're grabbing the energy of the biofield and drawing it in to our middle Dantian, and then sending it down. And then all the way down to the earth, like we're grabbing the energy of the earth and we draw it up, and then send it to the lower Dantian. Now, this is a lovely movement. We'll do it a couple times because there's a lot to it, as you can tell. So we can relax. So, window hand, and then mirror hand reaches out, window foot. So opposite hand and foot. And then we gather the North Star into the third eye, step back to center, and send it down. So upper Dantian. And then both arms, like we're swimming, gathering up the biofield into the middle Dantian. And then down to the earth, gathering the earth energy, drawing it up, and rooting it in the lower Dantian. Again. So, mirror hand, we warm up, and then out, gather, stepping back in, and down. Both arms, gather, breathe it in, and then down to the earth. Gathering the earth to the lower dantian. And then window arm, mirror hand, opposite foot, gather into the upper dantian and down. Gather into the middle dantian and down. All the way to the earth, we gather into the lower dantian. The name of this movement is called warming the egg. It's like we're gathering all this qi and letting it settle. Like our lower dantian is like a little egg, and we're like a hen sitting on top of it, sending all of this qi into the egg. So now that we know that's what we're doing, let's do it one more time on each side. So, mirror hand warms up, and then stepping out, opposite hand and foot, and down. Warming the egg, gathering from the biofield, and down to the earth, bringing up the earth chi, and sending it down to our egg in our lower dantian. Window arm warms up, and then mirror hand reaches out, stepping out, gather. In and out. In and out. Last movement. Inhale the arms out and up. And then exhale, make a big circle. Inhale, upper dantian. Exhale. Inhale, middle dantian. Exhale. Inhale to the lower dantian. Again, in, out, in, and out. Slowing the movement down to match with the breath. In, out, in. One more time. In and out. Inhale to the upper. Exhale. Inhale to the middle. Exhale. Inhale to the lower. And relax. That movement is called All the Birds Return to the Roost. It's like at night when all the birds return to the tree. All of our energy returns to us, to our center. Resting, settled, stable, calm, nothing to do, nowhere to go. Feeling the body aligned between the earth and sky. Breathing through the body, down through the crown chakra to the earth, up from the earth, out the crown. Feeling the nourishment of the breath. Feeling the nourishment of our alignment. Allow the mind to just rest in that nourishment. Feel the rest. Taking refuge in the body and the breath in the present moment. The hands can come around the waist and then down. Inhaling the arms out and up, stepping the feet together. Exhale. Hands over the lower dantian. And again, feel your hands on your belly. Feel your breath under your hands. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. When your awareness is on your hands, on your belly, breathing into your belly, that is bringing your mind and the Qi into the lower dantian. And then again, you can relax, step out. Let's rub our palms together. Massage the face, up and down a couple times. Back and forth, over the top of the head. Down the back of the neck and around. Hands together, thumbs against the sternum as we draw down over the chest and the lower ribs onto the belly. Around the waist to the lower back. Draw the hands out. Shake them out. Let's pat up the arms. And then down. Up the other side. And down. And around and down the back. Up the front. And one more time, around and down, and back up. Let's do a couple sighs of relief. Yeah, big breath in. That was such a long, complicated form. One more time. Alright. Yeah, we did it. We made it through the whole thing. Maybe we might not do it again for a little while. We'll see. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, there's a lot to it, but it's also very beautiful. You know, it is a very kind of elegant type of form. And so even just taking one of the movements, you know, or a couple of them, and just doing it over and over again can also be a really nice, just a nice practice, because so many of the movements really stretch us and move us in a lot of novel ways that we don't always move, but that it tends to feel really good to move in those ways. So, yeah, so there's that. All right, thank you for your practice. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we'll see you next time. All right. Thank you so much.
Only
Yes.
quick question, rather trivial. How do you pronounce number 7 in Chinese?
Chi.
No, I got the wrong one then. That's
6.
8. 6, maybe 6.
Liu. Liu.
Yes. Yeah, I have trouble with that one.
Yeah, so Li like Li, and then U is U, so Liu.
Liu.
Liu. There you
Thank you.
go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, very good.